All right, party peeps, we have algebra notes for 9-2, intro into factoring. So, let's talk about it. No, let's just jump right in. Two-factor, starting off with two-factor. If I'm doing something, it is doing something. What English term of speech? Not the right word, but otherwise. Something you do is a verb. Verb is what I was looking for there. This is, again, not my specialty. But verb, it's what you do, right? And two-factor means to rewrite a polynomial. Ooh, big vocab word. Right. Remember, a polynomial is just an algebraic expression. A little reminder. So factor means to rewrite a polynomial as an equivalent, equivalent, equivalent product. So when you hear the word factor, you want to be thinking like multiplication, making sense because product means multiplication. What do we use to represent multiplication? Parentheses. And equivalent, honorable mention, equivalent just meaning equal. So that's what you're doing when you're factoring. You're rewriting something, a polynomial, as an equivalent product. Back in the day, when you were younger, back in the good old days, you factored regular numbers, like factors of 24. If we look at 24, what are some factors of 24? Well, you've got 8 and 3. Or, not your only option, you can do 2 and 12. Or you can do 6 and 4. Right? All of those are factors of 24 because I'm rewriting it as an equivalent product. 8 times 3 is 24. 12 times 2 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. All of those things are the same, just different ways to write it. That's what factoring is. Factoring is just rewriting something using multiplication. Not to confuse with two factoring your verb with a factor, which is a thing, a person, place, or a thing, which is your noun. An a factor is one singular piece, P-I-E-C-E, is one piece of a larger factored expression. So, going off of our example from before, 12 is a factor of 24. Because I can use 12 and something else to get up to 24, to multiply up to 24. It's one piece, the other piece would be the 2, 12 times 2. 12 is a factor of 24. GCF then. Let's go. Purple clashes with that. I don't want to do that. Let's go blue. GCF, not the first time you've heard this. GCF, your greatest common factor. Common factor. Your GCF. The only difference now is because now that you're older, you're not just going to be looking at number GCFs, but your GCFs are now going to can be both numbers and variables. So instead of having a GCF like 4, you're going to have GCFs like 4x or 4xy or 4x squared or something along those fun lines. And why this is important, why this is relevant whatsoever to, the life of math here, is that factoring, and this is what our cool little star is for. I love those little stars. They're so cute. Factoring is the undoing, right, or fancy word of inverse, right, the way multiplication is the inverse of division and subtraction of addition. Factoring is the undoing or the inverse of distribution. which can make sense and tie back to what we talked about, because when you're distributing, what operation are you using? Yes, that is correct. You're using that multiplication. All right, so we will take a look at the examples next. JK. I'm going to do this last little piece down here first, because then all the stuff will be done and we'll just look at the examples. So remember, this is going to come into handy for one of your practice problems at the end, and this is also going to come into handy later in this unit. Remember how to use that calculator to find factors. Well, first, you are going to hit y equals. Next, you type in the number that you want the factors of divided by x. Next, you hit the second button and your graph button to get you to your table. And once you're there, you're there. And you're writing only your whole number points, aka factors, right? Because this time we're going to just be looking at two numbers that are multiplied. So your whole number points and factors only. You're just going to not worry about the decimals. And I'll just do a brief demonstration of that real quick, and then I will send you on your way. So into y equals, hitting y equals first, typing the number I want the factors of. So let's say I wanted the factors of 144. 144 divided by x, making sure you're using that variable button with the x, the t, the theta, and the n underneath the mode. That guy right there. And then you can hit second and graph, and that will take you to your table. So again, oh geez Louise. Jeez Louise! Again, ignoring the negatives, just focusing on the positives. And there I can see I've got factors. 1 and 144, 2 and 72. They line up with each other. 3 and 48, 4 and 36. Skipping 5 because that's not a whole number. 6 and 24. Skipping 7 because that's not a whole number, the 20.571. 8 and 18, 9 and 16. And, you don't, yeah, so on and so on. There we go.